Three, two, one, go.
Yes. Hello everyone. Today we are gathered here to do yet another debate, and the topic that we chose today is creative work versus creative jobs are better than traditional jobs. And me and Keman will be supporting the topic, whereas Abba will be speaking against it. So let us begin. uh, Creative jobs. When you enjoy your work, uh, your work seems like a play, and you can work anytime. There is no restriction. You don't have to dread for the Mondays or week for the weekends. Wait for the weekends. So I have strong 5 points to support this argument. First, you have flexible hours. You are not bound to the 9 to 5 job. You can work anytime you want. You are your own boss. Also, there is no location dependence. You can work from anywhere. You don't have to travel through metro or any your car through the 2 to 3 hours traffic. You can work anytime. You can use that time productively. Next would be about the intrinsic motivation to in normally in your traditional jobs you need some kind of motivation to get out of the bed and go to the work on every Monday morning, and it's really dreading. But whereas if you are doing something which you love, then you can do it at any time, anywhere, which can lead to potentially less burnouts and less stress overall. Next is speaking from the financial point of view. There is not really an upper cap. The sky is the limit. Whatever money you get, it's dependent on your work, and also you can have multiple sources of income. It's not limited to your own salary. You can uh, basically there are multiple sources of income. Next, in the increasing AI trend, you don't really have to worry about being replaced by the machine. Mm, because AI is currently not really that good at creative field, whereas the traditional task can be easily automated, so you are safe from that. And lastly, uh, you will always create a lasting legacy. Even when you are dead, your work will always be there, and it will always keep on enlightening people. It's over to you, Ken.
Great point, Ayush. Just to add on to that, um, I would say creative jobs are much better as compared to traditional jobs because of the. I have some three reasons for that. First is about the entertainment. Normally we tend to get any traditional service when we need something, but creative jobs are like part of our life. When we are not motivated, we feel we want some energy, we are happy, we sad, we listen to music, we tend to dance, we tend to take helps of the creative job sector. So for that reason, I would say creative job gives us a great core human values and provides us entertainment also. Secondly, in the world where social media is at the boom, I think creative jobs are really people are really looking after creative jobs for things like thumbnail making, videography, 3D animations, and the list will go on and on. Like everybody is searching some or the other social person to work for the social media, and thus looking at the trends, I feel creative jobs are much more better than the traditional jobs. And lastly, I would say that it is more skill based, and there is I would not say there is less competition, but most of the people are like going into the traditional fields. Like people have just two options, mostly engineering or doctor. And there is a saying that if you throw a stone, it will fall at least on one engineer. And when there is such scenario, I think creative jobs really help you to stand out. And a lot of times the degree are very expensive for I'm for non-creative job or traditional jobs, and there are like situations where people do PhD and stuff, but still they don't really land a job. But uh, but somewhere it becomes helpful in the creative jobs, and thus I feel I raise my case saying that creative jobs are much better than non-creative jobs or traditional jobs. Yeah, over to Abba.
Ayush, can you clarify the AI point that you had?
Can we do it during the rebuttal phase otherwise?
No, I just wanted to like know what you said
Okay.
properly.
Yeah. Uh, so I mentioned like recently there are most of the tech jobs are easily replaceable and it could be easily automated. Mm. So like there is no fear of layoffs in creative jobs basically.
Okay, so I'll begin with my points. The first thing is when you go for traditional jobs, there are more job opportunities because there are a lot of people seeking those traditional jobs. And the next point being, since Cayman mentioned that for a lot of colleges, the pay for creative work is not a lot. But I think a lot of creative colleges, the fees are higher than that of traditional colleges. If you go to any design college, a fashion college, or art college, the fees are always higher compared to traditional colleges. Uh, the next point is I feel creativity is something that you can learn on the side. But if you want to be a doctor, you have to go through a college and get the degree, or else nobody will consider you a doctor. But if a random person comes and says, "Oh, I'm an artist and I learned this on my own," that person will be considered an artist. So that way, I feel traditional jobs have more value and amongst the people. Yes, the next point is the pay gap. So I feel when you start a traditional job in the beginning, the starting salary is much higher for someone who's starting a traditional job versus someone who is starting a creative career. For example, I was looking for jobs in advertising, and the starting pay starts at some 4 LPA something, which is very less. And for someone who, and my mom is a teacher, so she told me for teaching, starting salary is 60,000 per month. So, which is way better than 4 LPA, that's like 25, 30 per month max after cutting the taxes and everything. The next thing is since traditional careers are um, like people have dipped their feet into traditional careers, there are a lot of people to take guidance from, people who can guide you through those careers compared to when you are looking for a creative career. Which brings me to the next topic, that creative careers um, bring a lot of risk compared to traditional careers because you don't know where you are headed. You don't have a lot of guidance because a lot of creative people who have made it in life are very few, and very few make that mark where they're earning a lot. Like, not everyone is Leonardo da Vinci, not everyone is MF Hussein. So it is hard to uh, get there. And my next point is if you go for a creative career as your creativity as your career option, something that you're passionate about as your career option, then you don't have anything left for as a hobby because your hobby is has become your passion, has become your career. Then what are you left with? I don't draw anymore just for myself. I draw for work. So that is a shift that I have observed. And I would like to say, since it's a traditional careers I tried and tested, there is more stability, there is more clarity related to traditional careers. Yes, case rested.
Rebuttal phase.
Yes, 1 to 2 minutes.
You can go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, Abba, would you like to start?
Yes. Yes. First, just a simple question. Don't you think there is a risk of AI to creative careers?
Whereas, Aisha, can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I feel that AI could replace the job, like creativeness, which is more common, like which has a great data set. For example, Ghibli art, which was very trending for last few days. Uh, I think there is a lot of Ghibli art existing. Like there is a huge data set. So if you are creative enough and you have something very unique, then it will be very hard to replicate it. And secondly, I think it gives a sense of overuse. Like if you see again and again Ghibli art, or it seems very generic, and you can make out like, "Arey, this is from AI. This is not a normal stuff." For example, even the nowadays there are very AI trending videos. Like there is somebody taking podcast or some interviews, and while looking at those interviews, you can just make out that it is AI made from AI, and you don't really watch it properly. So I would say the same thing, that it is very generic, and to stand out again, creative job will be like helpful.
Um, I'll ask, I think, one last question. Don't you think when you do something creative, it comes from selfish desires to think about yourself, what you want, and when you do a traditional career, you are thinking of what the world wants, world needs, and what your future family needs. Because a lot of artists and creatives are thinking about what they want to do in life. And a lot of people who do traditional careers, they find purpose in others. Like a doctor is doing things for others. So don't you think that is a thing?
Aish, would you like to go ahead?
Uh, like if you're working from your for yourself, then what is the bad thing about it? And also in most of the creative jobs like music or writers, they though they write for themselves, but they also write for a larger audience, which is not always the case if you're doing some desk job. And it will be always fulfilling more than you will be working for someone else. You will be always your own boss. You can uh, create whatever that comes to your mind.
Just to add on to that, I would like to mention a term called as ikigai, when your passion and what the world wants meets together. Like for example, the same example given by Ayush about the singer and writer. Then I think you have just found some of the reasons of your existence, right? So yeah, Ayush, any question to her?
Hmm. Yes. You mentioned about your very first point that traditional jobs give there are more opportunities or more roles, but that also comes with more competitions, and that starts from like right after your 12th standard, all the competitive exams, then getting into the college, then getting into the job. There also there is fight, and even when you are at your job, there is always a corporate ladder that you have to climb. And I think that is a zero sum game, and you'll always have to overcome someone else. You have to be better than someone else, but whereas if you're doing a creative job, you always have to be a better version of yourself and not comparing yourself to someone. So, don't you think there is always more competition in traditional jobs?
First, I think as when you're doing a traditional job, you're at least acknowledged, you're at least seen. Whereas when you start off a creative career, first you're not even noticed. So first you need to get noticed, and then you can you of course you are working on yourself. A dancer is always working on himself or herself, but that doesn't mean they are doing big in life, that they are earning or they are being seen. So I feel like the first part of any career is being seen, and I feel like in creative careers you are not usually seen in the beginning. You are seen much later when you made it big in life. Yes.
Uh, I also have a counter question for the same question, same answer. Uh, like most of the popular people around are somebody who have been in creative field. For example, actors or some big directors like Nolan. or even the underrated of them, of the actors and their creative work are like literally famous, and we know that they are the underrated people. But nobody knows like most of the doctors around or the engineers around. Like we just go 9 to 5 job and we come back, and we will be knowing, people will know us in the locality, but not at a very global level. So what do you have to say about?
But is the purpose about to make being famous?
No, I was just adding on to your answer. Like nobody sees the creative people.
Yeah, what I'm saying by seen is a doctor is respected even in his locality. You yourself said that you know Nolan and you know their underrated work. You don't know their underrated work and then know Nolan. You know Nolan when he's famous and then you go through his underrated work. The same thing with every, like when one painting of an artist becomes famous, the other paintings get sold at a higher price, not the other way around. Like nobody buys an artist's first work, it's always the last most famous work. So when you are starting off as a doctor, you have so much respect in your locality right there. Like the first person who comes to you will come to you with assurance, oh, he has a degree. I will, I can make sure I'll be in good hands. That is not the case with creatives. And a lot of creatives also don't get paid during that time. Like the first commission, a lot of them get scammed also, which I don't think happens with doctors in people in a locality. Yeah. Do you have any questions?
No, adding on
I
to
sh-
that point only about doctors, I believe even I read somewhere that the profession of doctor is the like the least satisfying one and always very stressful. And even if our surgeon makes one mistake, he will always be known for that, and his all the next future patient might have some skepticism about him. So, don't you think that in that aspect, traditional jobs are a bit riskier?
Give me a minute. Basically, you're saying doctors, like if a surgeon makes a mistake, it is riskier, and when a creative person makes a mistake, it is not as risky.
Mm, yes, you can say so.
But then again, if an actor makes a mistake, like someone you know makes a mistake, then if an actor gives a really bad, uh, a flop show of a movie,
Mm,
his career is gone. Like a lot of kid actors who start out and they as kids they do something, but when they become adults and can't make it big in films, their life is ruined. So I think that sort of balances it out. I mean, both of their purpose is ruined in that sense. Uh, any more questions?
Kemal?
no, nothing.
Okay.
Abai, do you have any questions?
Nope, no
Yes,
question.
we can go to the feedback part then.
Wait, I have one question, but like just a normal question, I think. Uh, since creativity comes more emotionally, like it's more emotional, like creative people, artistic people are more emotional. Don't you think when there is lack of respect in the society, it affects their self-esteem a lot? Just a normal question, not rebuttal phase.
Mm, can you give any example for the same?
Example. Like we say that when we do art, we do it for ourselves, right?
Mm,
So like always for somebody, when they're hurt themselves, it hurts more than when somebody else is hurt. So I feel like in creative careers, there are chances of you hurting yourself are more. It's
Abba,
more
can you
like
just, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
It's more like in traditional careers, you're doing it
Mm,
for the society
mm.
a lot of times because society has told you. So you are failing society. But in creative careers, you're failing yourself.
Okay. I would like to go ahead with this. I would say it also exists in the same depressive state also exists in the non traditional job as well. Like we go, it is a 9 to 5 job. We are in a cycle. We are listening somebody else's what we have to do, and the respect actually does not even stay there. We work a lot, but then it is just that you have to like one task is given, one ticket is given. You have to work on that, and then later you people don't won't even appreciate you for that thing which is done. So I think in at least in creative side, you are boss of your own world. You can do whatever you want, and things are in your hand, and you'll be respected as per that. But in non-traditional way, you can be very easily replaced. Also, I guess. I should we want to add on?
Mm, no, I think that was pretty good. And traditional jobs are tend to be more monotonous and even get really boring at times.
We can do feedback.
Yes.
I like
Yes.
your point. Oh, should I say?
Yes. Go ahead.
I like Kevin's point about content creation and social media. That was very on point for creative career. Um, but then they can give rise to traditional careers also if you're teaching, but you're teaching on social media, then that also plays a role. But I really like that point. I like when Ayush brought up the surgery part. So that was a good counter attack. So I like that part. Yeah, and I felt like when I put my points forward in like the first part when I was saying the points, I felt like I could have saved a few for the rebuttal phase
Yes.
and then not covered everything in the first phase. But that hit me after I said it. So
Yeah, that was actually one of the feedback I wanted to give. Like during the starting phase, you spoke more towards negative side of creative instead of speaking of positive from the traditional probably. And I really liked your point about the you mentioned about as a hobby. When you do something creative as a profession, then there is no hobby for you. There is nothing to look after like after a busy work. So I have a friend, a musician, and we were once talking. So I was learning some instrument once, and I was just talking with him. So I was doing it for fun, and for him it was more it's like a work. So it was like more easier for me to learn, and for him it was little difficult or little stressful. So you don't have a much hobby once you're doing a creative job, unless you do something like two totally opposite work.
that could have been rebuttal, no? Yeah.
Yes, that would be rebutal. Even I have the same feedback written for Abba, like rebut in the rebuttal phase, not in the while stating.
Mm.
And I really like a lot of your points. And also today, I felt you were literally debating and like
Yeah.
while asking question, you were really into that zone, which I really enjoyed. And and for Ayush side, I really liked how you asked that question about doctor's surgery, and you used words like skepticism, which really made sense. Just in the point phase, I wish you had asked more, told more examples.
Hmm.
And I also liked how Abba had asked one question, and you asked her give examples, like also maybe taking time for yourself to think, and also making her think a little more. Yeah, can we? Okay, what is the next? Okay, group discussion.
No, thinking from other
Oh, thinking from
perspective.
other side. Yes, 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 yes. Let's think from other
I
side.
can't teach you guys what to do on my last day, so sorry.
That was a test.
Um,
And about also one more small feedback. I really liked how this was the first time doing solo and against two of us, but that was we could not even see a slight difference. You were just normal as before, and I really liked that. Like when I did first one versus two, I was little confused and like there were two people singing at the same time. So yeah, I really liked that about it.
I was a little scared for the rebuttal phase, but then I was like, okay, we can do it.
Shall we go ahead?
Yes, you start.
Yes, I start.
Okay. In traditional paths, there is always a structured plan for you. You know exactly what you are doing. You know what skills you have to learn. Even learning that skills is comparatively easier. Like the same musician guy told me, like for me, if I want to learn any, like maybe some coding skill, I know exactly from where to learn, what to learn, maybe what next projects to do. For him, it's like too many branches and not really easy to learn one particular skill. Mm, then you get a lot of government schemes, like if you are doing some traditional jobs like pension scheme or health insurance and like all the allowances basically. And when you're doing creative jobs, if you are all everything is dependent on you, and if you are sick for a while or if you met with some accident, if you are a musician, if your something happens to your voice, then it affects your job for longer time and you won't be able to get back. And you have to show up for the work most of the time. But whereas in case of a traditional job, you even if you don't show up for some days, you can get sick leaves or different kind of leaves. And in creative field, there is a concept called as writer's block. In if you are writing something, if you are an author, when you are not able to generate ideas, and it could be very unproductive and very uh, like you won't be feel like doing anything, and you feel like very demotivated. Yes.
To add on to that, I just have 2 points. One is about since traditional jobs are more popular, there are more people around you. You can like connect to many people doing the same field. but that might not be possible for creative jobs. Like I have one friend, he was doing video editing, but he was not having any good friends, any people to connect with in the college or school. Like that is one thing. And some creative jobs have already gone, like calligraphy. And there is always fear that AI advancement also, like it is slow but it can really happen. And the next point I would say about is side business. Most of the professional people go into creative, doing creative part as a side business, like maybe writing a blog side by side, or even photography. I know a lot of my friends who do photography along with doing the traditional jobs. So yeah, Abba.
Yes, I'll go ahead. Uh, so what I think is creative jobs lead to self-discovery. Once you get to know yourself, you can truly know someone else. So that is what a creative job helps with. In a creative job, doing something is not an obligation. You do it because you want to, not because you have to or need to, which is really a positive thing for me in a creative job. But when you said creative block, I think, see, a creative job requires you to have some skills. So when you have a block, you can work on those skills if you can't think creatively. Like creativity is basically your thoughts, what you think. Rest all is the skill. So you can work on building those skills. So that is something that can be tackled. Uh, yes, and there is something called, so there's this thing called a millionaire has 7 ways of earning money, not just one stream of earning money. So I feel like when someone starts their own business, or creativity is about the drive to find out how to do things or do things differently. And if you're doing a traditional job, you're doing one thing which is never going to make you a millionaire. When you do like 7 things, it makes you a millionaire. So 7 revenue streams. And lastly, I read this thing in Naval Ravikant's uh, Almanac of Naval Ravikant. It's a book. Yeah, so I read this thing where he said the world is headed towards a day where each person will have their own business, which means each person will lead to creativity, each person will lead to some place where they will have something to call their own and not work for somebody else. So, yeah, I think we all are someday headed towards creativity.
That's good. And even AI nowadays, like it is happening because the advancements in AI is made mostly because like so that people can work more creatively and like mundane tasks could be replaced. Yeah, that also supports creative side. Yes.
Yeah, because now if you look, whatever jobs I applied to, they are not looking a lot for skills. They're looking for skills, yes. But they're like, we want someone who thinks differently, who is weird, who can do things differently. Like thoughts matter. They're looking for a lot of junior, young designers who want to do things differently and not think from a traditional perspective. So I feel like the world is headed there.
Exactly. Mhm. Group discussion.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, what we could discuss, like firstly, I would like to know about more about creative field, Abba. Like, what exactly is done in the degree, and how is the like struggle for finding jobs?
Okay. So first, I studied in National Institute of Fashion Technology. We also had a national level entrance exam. So and entrance exam was CAT and GAT, so creative ability test and general ability test. So general ability had maths and everything, and general knowledge and everyday news and everything from that. And creative ability was they would give us a question and we had to draw on it, or like perspective or something. And then it comes to situation test where they'll give you a topic and you're making something on the spot. But that didn't happen for me because COVID was COVID just hit. So mine was 6 months of college online. And then after that, so first year is foundation program where you're doing everything. And second year, mine was fashion communication. So I had advertising, photography, graphic design, UI, UX, journalism. So all of it, like bits and pieces. And my major is fashion journalism. So I did a lot more of advertising and writing and copywriting and stuff like that. Then we had two internships, and then I got interest in built interest in advertising. So now I was looking for advertising agencies. And how our exam system works is 30, 30, 40. So 30 marks assignment, first assignment, 30 marks second assignment for each subject, and 40 marks of jury where you are presenting it to jury members. So like a panel sits like 4 or 5 people and you're presenting it. So for our graduation project, the last 6 months is like 4 months of internship. And then you come to college, you document that internship and that you present as your jury. So that is how it goes. So we don't have written exams. We have assignments and we have to present. But then what happens is it's very subjective, right? What we do, whether they like it or not. So that's how our CGPA depends on. And the jobs, for this job, I think I had a couple of interviews. I had to build my portfolio. So I built it on Adobe Portfolio and like it's a website. So it has all my work. And then, yeah, that was pretty much it. So they asked me to explain how I worked on whatever projects. And the next interview was to know what I want.
Maybe in the if painting is there, I'm not able to catch on this. Can you help me somehow? Is there anything like that? Like for us, like if I'm stuck in any code, I could usually ask my friends or maybe ChatGPT. But do you have any such additional help?
Yeah, I mean, we use a lot of AI. We use all the Adobe softwares. So basically, I think engineers, you use code, we use this. So I think it's kind of software focused. Like we use Procreate and everything. Like I don't do traditional painting on paper. I
Uh,
do it on iPad.
Digital.
Yeah, so it's like that. And I have a lot, like classmates are really good. So we get to,
Yes. So even you all have a fixed time, like 10 to 7.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
What
like
would be
not in all places.
like what would be your day-to-day role, like everyday work?
So right now I go into work, they'll give me a few brands which will be mine. So they will be under me. I'll be heading those brands, and they want me to revive their visual language, brand language on their social media and everything. So photography and art direction and design and new posts and whatever. So that way, that will be my day-to-day work. First,
So,
I will have to go and research those brands and make them mine.
mm,
So I know the gap. Yeah.
so like will you be working in a team? Like there will be more colleagues or like a solo work?
No, no, it's a 100 people agency.
Hmm.
It's a what do I call it? Design and advertising agent called Please See.
Uh-huh.
Please See.
Please.
Easy. Yes. Yeah, that's it. Okay, one the same question. What would you like, irrespective of anything? What would you choose, creative jobs or traditional jobs, irrespective of anything?
Create.
Like,
Came up.
Ayush,
Uh,
I would say I want to have a lot of creativity in me. Like I want to gather a lot of skills in that context. But currently traditional job. Maybe in the later future, I think something in the creative line.
uh, for me, I think when I was young, I used to be more creative. Like I used to paint. I used to play tabla, peti. Uh, Recently, I used to play harmonica and ukulele also. But I think I am more towards analytical side now. So I prefer traditional job.
I just message him.
Yes, hello.
Ayush, you were stuck for some time. Can you
Light
can you
गेली.
repeat from ukulele?
Okay.
हाँ हाँ
Yes.
अरे
So I I think I was more creative when I was young, but now I am more towards the analytical side. So I enjoy this more now, like playing with numbers. So right now I would say traditional job.
Hmm. Okay. Yes. Anything to discuss, or can we go to the next phase?
Next.
ChatGPT. Next phase? Yes, next. Can we start? Uh,
Yes.
Also, can we switch to a different meet link? It is just going to exhaust in 1 minute. Okay, I'll send a different meet link.
Send here only on this chat.
Okay, okay. Just a second. As the recording is on, right?
Hi.
Yes. Hmm. Yes, we can go ahead. Yes, ChatGPT phase. Do you have anything to add?
Mm, no, not really. Only one point. Like it's easier to have a benchmark for traditional job. Like uh, in creative, it's always subjective. So in traditional, you can always maybe show some certificate and it will be recognized globally. So yeah, that's it.
Hmm. Abba?
Nothing new on my part. No.
Uh, yes. Uh, there is a point saying it is easier to plan for a long term in the traditional jobs than creative jobs. Is it true, Abba? I feel so it will be true, right?
Yeah, because you can think of pension and all, no, in a traditional job. Like for creative job, we are mostly looking to switch after 1 or 2 years. Traditional jobs, a lot of people stick to it for years,
Uh,
is what I've seen.
uh, and from the creative side, also against creative side, there's also always a pressure to stay original constantly. Like you can't be creative every day, and that is also one point which Ayush mentioned about writing lock, right? Yes. How do you deal with that, Abba? Do you feel the pressure like every day you have to do something creative and you can't do some on one day?
Yeah, that does happen, but then you sort of get used to it that you can't always be creative because, like, there's a balance, right? Sometimes you have to be amazing, sometimes you can be mediocre. Let someone else be amazing. So I think it's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah,
actually
that
read
is it.
a little bit on that. Like there was a writer to come out of such writer's block. He used to write during planes because there used to be no internet, and he's forced to write something. And he also used to cut himself off completely from everything, internet, any media, anything, and then used to write and not practice it, but only write.
Yes, sir. Anything to add?
Uh, no.
Okay, considering this is your last day, Abba, would you like to say something? Or
Thank
can we
you.
do?
Thank
Can,
you.
can we give like suggestions for future for each of us? Like what you could focus on communication, like any skill which you
Oh,
should focus on.
that's new.
Shall we do that? Like a SWOT analysis, but just giving a suggestion to everybody. Ayush, what do you say?
Mm,
SWOT. I am
Not
tired of doing that in college.
not exactly SWOT, but just telling beginners or strength what you could
like
focus on in basically feedback, but considering every debate, not just today's debate.
like overall feedback, yeah. Just one or two lines
Overall
probably.
feedback,
Like don't name it
one
like
or two
SWOT or
lines.
anything. It feels like work again.
Yes, yes, yes. One or two lines for each. Okay.
We are taking 2 minutes to write it.
Yes, yes. Let's take 2 minutes. Right. We shall do it right above. It will help you somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, we can do it.
Okay. Ayush, just to ask, recording is on, right? Yeah.
Yes.
We're saying this on recording.
Mm,
It doesn't really matter. It's fine.
yeah. Just a
Okay.
feedback phase.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Who want to go ahead? Okay,
Okay.
let's take person by person. Let's start with me. Like all the feedbacks I'll have on me, I can just give on.
Uh,
Yes, go ahead.
yeah, Abba start.
Ayush, Abba start, Abba start.
When I told Misal that you are someone I'm doing the debate with, he's like, Cayman is a very nice person and he's very creative. I saw that throughout this time, and it actually comes through that you are a nice person and your points I've seen are very creative as well, like not just logical. So that's something I've noticed. And I think you can still try to control the movement in the body.
Yes,
Bring If you want to, you can bring it in your hands. I think that will work maybe. Yeah, that's what I have. And I like the fact that you give feedback to yourself. That's something I've learned from you. Because we think that it's when you give feedback, you're supposed to give it to somebody else. But I've seen you write points for yourself also. So that's a positive. Yeah.
Mm. For Cayman, yes, he's always very creative. Even earlier debates, he used to do like very creative introductions. In like at least last few, I haven't seen that, but it's very creative. Always thinks out of the box, and all the points are like most of the time unique. But sometimes they are a bit extra and not really relevant. Instead of elaborating on more elaborating on good points, so you can probably do on that, like clubbing few of your points and speaking in few points but in more volume instead of many points in less volume. Yeah.
yes. That is actually a very like both of us. Thank you, Abba. Really means a lot to me. And feedback I have for myself is I wasn't really using Peel framework a lot, but I learned from Abba to how much it could impact to have examples, especially yesterday's. Like I had made a separate column for just examples, and I will have continue this. Uh, and one thing I'll be rooting for the next, I think I'll be there for 1 month doing this activity. One thing I'll be rooting for is little playing. Like there was one debate on GST, and I was literally playing with Ayush. Like, do you think insurance should have tax or no? And then I was literally playing with not being non-monotonous. So I will try to focus on that. And little, I think I need to have focus on sentence formation. Like while creating sentence only, I think is it an at or is it on or is it in or like I get confused while saying. So maybe I'll little work on that. Yes, that's it. Next we take Ayush. Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay, we already ideated. Yes. Yes, I'll start. Ayush, as a person, like as a personality, like he seems a man of few words, and like whatever he says, it seems very convincing, and that is a good thing about you, Ayush. But I really would like you to like you'll be there for maybe more 5 or 6 days. I would really like you to keep go a little non-monotonous, maybe play with your voice, like even if you take example Prime Minister Modi, he is man of few words, he speaks on point, but then he's not monotonous. So try to break that. Play with your voice, do something, like ask me questions, test on certain phrases. You have 5 days, work on it, and maybe one thing you could work on. Okay, one feedback I had you for you in the last SWOT analysis that you have very few points, but I could see you are improving on that. Even today, you had many points. That is really good. Yeah, that's it.
Yes, thank you.
Uh,
I have
uh,
very similar points. Very similar. I wrote that his way of thinking is really good. There's so much clarity in it. Like whenever, even if there are few points, he knows what exactly he's saying. But I wrote that he needs to be a little more expressive. And when you said you played with him on that question answer thing, I realized I haven't seen that. I feel like he needs to be a little more expressive. That's, yeah, that's pretty much it. But I like the clarity.
Ayush, what feedback
Uh,
do you have for yourself?
yes, the being monotonous is, I agree. Like I sound like a robot sometimes, and I'm like this was the same feedback which I got last time, and yeah, I'm trying to work on it, and it's little difficult, but I will try.
And I think this is a good place for you to try it and experiment it. Like embrace the embarrassment. Even if you fail, it will be fine.
I like this only, right?
Yes. Okay.
Embrace the embarrassment.
Now let's go on Abba. Ayush, you start.
Hmm. Okay.
Everybody starts first.
Yeah, based on the limited interaction, I would say you're always smiling and cheerful, and even though you were new to this, you were quite comfortable and confident. It's kind of shown in your personality, and I really appreciate it. And uh, like as a feedback, like I've been only in 2 or 3 debates, so I don't really have too many points to say.
Okay. I will go next. Abha, I have actually seen your work and all the stuff. So, like, you remember you were doing jewelry at one point on Instagram? Yes, I used to follow you since then, and I have some interaction with Misal. I used to always tell him that you are one person I'm looking after. Like, you are very creative and all. And I could see that reflection even in the debates. Like, you were really very chill, you were fun going, and you had a very open-minded personality, like listening to everything very nicely. That is, I really appreciate that thing about you. Secondly, I would say about I really like how you were always interested. Like that day, I sent you the link for screen recording website, and the next day you were ready with that. Or even today, when I forgot the own format, and you were coming up, you were making me realize. I really appreciate that thing about you. It made me feel like, Arey, you are also interested, and it made me happy. One feedback I would give to you is I think you should little work on the introduction part and bringing more hooks. And I think it will also help you as you are into the same field, like giving better hooks. I know if it was not impromptu and we had time to go on ChatGPT, you'll have best hooks. But I think you should really develop that habit of getting impromptu hooks and like you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like catching people into like having some stories to tell, having something, some quotes on the mouth to tell. I think that would really help you. And just a feedback I'm giving so that you have like long way to go and you'll do wonders. And maybe you can consider this. It will help you someday.
Thank you.
Yes. Uh, you have any feedback for yourself, Abba?
Uh, I think sometimes I am very self-conscious. That shows. when I'm saying something. Like um like sometimes I'm not very confident while saying it, and I feel like it shows when I say things. And the rebuttal part, keeping the rebuttal part separate from the first point. Like when we did the thinking from other perspective part, I think I actually applied that knowledge where I have to only speak about the positives and not the negatives of the other side. So that's something I will keep in mind. Yeah, I agree with the introduction part. Like I was a little, I didn't know how to start it when I first did it. Like I didn't know what are the words I'm usually supposed to use. So, but I like the hook part, and I also try to use it a bit when I say things like the example. And I think I like the way I put in examples. Like it's something that came naturally and was needed. So yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, also
Yeah.
like I liked your adding examples of the books like Still Like an Artist or The Almanac of Novel Ravikant. Like it shows some credibility that you know your stuff and you are not just beating around the bush and stating some exact facts. And I really like that. Do you read a lot in general?
no, I won't say a lot. I do read. Like I don't read like a lot of books a year, but whenever I get the time, I do read.
Yes.
Do you guys
And
read?
also, you have contributed to some of my vocabulary word like gel with people or let me have a rain check today. I'll
Rain
always
check.
remember rain check. Yes. And it was really fun to have you, Abba. Like, thanks for coming. Thanks for being there. And the link is same. The doors are always open. Like, if you want to join anytime, just
Yes,
message.
Just a minute, there's someone at
Yes.
the door.
Okay.
I
Okay.
will do that. I was just going to ask you, like, if any day I'm free, can I join?
Yes. Yes. Totally. Totally. Yes. I will stop this around maybe September 20. My college is starting from September 29. So maybe
What's your
around.
college? Where is it?
Currently, I'm in London, and
You
I
are
am
in
doing.
London right now?
I am in London. It's like
Oh,
9:20 a.m. now.
oh, okay.
Yes. And I'm doing MSc in advanced computing, and it is like data science and cyber security, like Mishran. And yeah, I'm trying to figure out certain things here. And yeah, that's it.
Your
Yeah, I'm doing.
family is there.
My parents were here from 2020, and like my sister came later, and now I joined them. I joined them last year, 2024. I did in
Oh, damn.
August. Yes, yes. Different journey, different experience, and that is also one reason why I started this because I was feeling little different while communicating with people. I should not understand what they are saying also, and it really helped me. It really helped me.
Your ears must be blessed listening to a British accent.
Yes, yes.
But
That's it. Like links
what
are
is
always.
Ice doing?
Ayush.
Uh,
What are you doing?
Actually, I will be starting my MBA now. I'll be moving to Delhi. So actually, I wanted to ask you something on that line. Like, I assume you stayed in Mumbai, right, for your
Yeah.
study. So, like, how was it like staying alone, managing everything? Like, any points or anything?
Where is it in Delhi? Gurgaon?
No, it's in south side. I exactly don't know. It's called no, not Gurgaon. It's Rajouri Garden. That place I'm staying, and the campus is South Campus.
So you're staying in hostel?
No, we have rented a place.
Oh, so I do you know cook? Do you know how to cook?
A little bit, but my roommate knows a few things.
Okay. Then like cleaning stuff, like if you do it every day, I think it'll be fine only. Like you don't have to do it in one, like after everything has piled up and you sit and do it, that won't work.
Yeah.
You won't have that time. And protein. If not, do you eat non-veg?
Yes.
Okay. Then I think egg will solve most of the problems because it's the healthiest, easiest thing
Easiest
to
thing.
cook
Yes.
if you can't.
Mm.
Yeah. I think always keep bread and eggs in the house.
Mm.
Don't keep Maggie in the house.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think rent also will be how is it, how much is the rent?
It's one BHK and rent is around 16,000. So divided by two. How much was
I
it?
wish I could get that in Mumbai.
How much it is now?
Now, 1 BHK is 35,000, unfurnished.
Unfurnished. So which area?
Furnished is 40,000. Chembur. If you ask me for like peak Mumbai places like Parel, Prabhadevi, then it is 50,000 for 1 BHK. So I'm finding it really hard to find a place near my office. My office is in Fort, so there definitely I won't find. It's the peak rich people area, South Bombay. So
So you'll have to
Did
travel
you get?
daily.
Uh, did you get a flatmate or like? Are you
I have
sharing with somebody?
found a flatmate, but her parents have a lot of issues. So I'll have to see now, depending upon that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yes. Anything else, or can we go ahead?
We can conclude.
Yes. Abba, can you give last few words like how was this debate and how it helped you or anything? And we'll just end there.
I'm going to miss this place so much. And I actually didn't think I will miss it, but I think now I will actually miss it. Like my entire day here used to not be planned because I came here to chill. But then this was the only thing that made me feel a little productive throughout the day. Like I used to plan my mornings and everything, but like not work because didn't want to work because I'm going to start work now. So, but this was a very productive thing that I did, and I think it actually helped me with my communication skill as you promised. So, yes, I will give good reviews.
Okay, yes. Okay then, Abba, all the very best to your next chapters. Make good use and yes, all the best.
Yes, all
Enjoy
the
All
the
the
best,
best
Hava.
to you guys too. Yes,
yes. See you.
have
Chal.
fun.
Thanks for
Bye
coming.
bye.
Yes, bye.
Bye.
Hey,
Record केला नाही आयुष?
हाँ,
ए, record. Da record.
बंद कर दो.